evening. We have David Boring of Never Boring Design, and he's going to talk to us tonight about his new magazine, Contentment Health. He's also, I think, a closet songwriter. I don't know if we'll get to that tonight, but that's just a little soundbite for you for the future. So, without any further ado, we're going to get right to it. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's nice to be on with you.
Nice to be here. You have some interesting news going on. You published the Progress magazine for the Chamber of Commerce in Modesto. You have I can't say a new sign shop, but it's fairly new in the realm of business, and your newest adventure, Contentment Health. This is the second edition.
Yes, it is.
Tell us a little bit about this magazine.
Well, about 5-6 years ago, we had this idea that we might want to do something relative to health in the market, and just kept sitting on it. Of course, the economy, there was a little of a hiccup in 2008 I read about. No, I'm just kidding. But the economy faltered, and it made us think that maybe we should wait. And eventually just enough time went by, and we felt like it's time to do it. And there's a lot of reasons behind this. You know, I think a lot of Modestans suffer from, area in general, from low self-esteem. I don't know if it's just all the national negative press we've gotten, some of the statistics, where we land on the Fortune lists, year-end lists, all those things, right? And we felt like, you know, there's a lot of people we know and a lot of people that we interact with that really actually do try to make a difference in this town, and there's a lot of really positives here. And we felt like we could focus on that. And the reason we chose the words Contentment Health, they're obviously in our Modesto arch, but they're also the things that I think really we care most about, especially as we start getting into our adult lives. You know, you start caring about your health, you care about being content. And so all the things we can cover in this magazine are things that lead to that. It can be anything that makes you happy, anything that is good for you mentally, physically, spiritually. The things we do as our hobbies, the things we do that look out for others, the things we do that make our community a better place. And the hope is that we can be a really good vehicle to show all of that.
This is the second edition. The first edition came out, about 2.5 months ago?
Yes.
Now, tell us a little bit about what's in here. I know it's kind of a variety of articles. Where do you find people to write for that? And is it only focused on health?
It is not only focused on health. Even though it's in our masthead here, it is not the sole focus of the magazine. As far as contributors, we're actually in the mode where we're looking to create a advisory board, as it were, you know, and anybody that would like to join that and be a part of it, where we get together monthly and we brainstorm what we think should be in it. We're looking for people throughout the community that can do that. And the community, we're talking about the major cities, you know, Gav, Oakdale, Patterson, Turlock, Ceres, just getting everybody together and talking about what's going on in your community. And because we want to find all those really good stories, you know, embedded in our whole county. If somebody's interested in writing, we love to hear story pitches. They can send them right to our magazine. There's a lot of information online. It's contentmenthealth.com.
Oh, good.
We have the magazine up in a digital version up online, but in there you can find out how to contribute, and even in the magazine as well if you've picked one of these up. Our editor and publishers, my business partner Julia Rona and I, were very open and actually encouraging and wanting to hear ideas of what people think would be good for the magazine. And you can see the kinds of stories we cover. You know, you talk about things like eating healthier, quitting smoking. We've talked about how to have charitable events at your home, you know, and how that's good for not only your family but also for the community. We had a cancer survivor story. We've talked about architecture and what it's like to really redo your home and, you know, do something amazing that's your own vision. These are all things that lead to contentment. So it's a wide open subject. I mean, actually it could be about music, gardening, interior design, things you do to make your relationship better with your kids, anything and everything, because those are all the things that keep us awake at night and help us sleep if everything's going right.
I don't see a price on the cover of the magazine.
There is no price. If you'd like to, you can send us a $10 check when you get, no, I'm just kidding. When you get it.
I don't see that flyer in here.
The distribution is free. Now, a little bit about where you can find it. You can get it, the two most visible locations in the county are O'Brien's Markets and In Shape Health Clubs.
Oh,
So those are high visibility. There's also online, you can go in, you can find out all the different places, because we're in a lot of different shops, from places in McHenry Village, we're in different places in each community. We have a distribution plan that we follow. And we also, total we do 20,000, so we have real high circulation. 10,000 of those are mailed, 1,300 of those are to medical related offices, and 8,700 are to active people in the community, in all the communities.
we can get this in the mail?
You can get it in the mail. You can actually go
Okay,
online and ask
okay.
for how to get it sent to you, and we'll do that.
Contentmenthealth.com. right there.
Contentmenthealth.com.
That's nice that you put it right on the front. I was looking, because sometimes, you have the little things on the front there, and then you can't find them in the magazine. But it's nice, you have it listed right in the front here.
Yes.
So if you're looking for an article or something, it's just right on the inside cover there. And of course, I love the full page for surgical artistry. Nice. So I see that you have a lot of support from the community as well. It's not just something that you're doing just on a whim or just for fun. It looks like, in addition to providing solid articles, you have a lot of support from some of the big players around the region as well.
I think, anybody that's in a room in our area and trying to get something done for a nonprofit, for civic project, for anything, there can be a lot of frustrations about things that we need to fix, and we have to always work on those. And folks like you are out trying to shine a light on some of the things we can do different, better, all that, and we appreciate that. And I think a lot of us work towards that. And so when we go out there and say we'd like to do something that can help elevate the conversation, make our area feel like there are good things here, because there are plenty of good things here. And sometimes people just don't know about it. What we hope is if somebody moved into the market, immediately picked us up and said, you know what, I can integrate here. There's a lot of cool things to do here. Excuse me, there's places to go, great places to eat, community activities I can get involved in. Our hope is that we're elevating. We're not the only one. There's other people that are trying to do the same thing, and I think the more of us out there actually trying to elevate the community, the better.
So I guess my main question to you here with the magazine is it your goal to educate or elevate the esteem of the people who live here, or the people who are moving into here?
I think if we do it right, we're doing both. The people that are here, I think, we need things that we can champion. And it doesn't mean, we should just say everything's great, because we all know better. And a lot of us that serve on boards and are involved in a lot of community initiatives, we know there's things we have to fix, and you have to roll your sleeves up and do it. But the things that are working, and the things that are good, and the things that we can do to create a catalyst for it, I think are good for us to know. Those things are out there. And we want to add positive conversation. We want to add positive dialogue to the conversation. So whether you live here or you move here, I think one of the things our city managers relayed this in a lot of meetings, Greg Nyoff, he says when he first came to Modesto, he was surprised how many people sort of looked at him and said, why'd you move here? Because he was from Colorado Springs, beautiful area. And, he's come to really love the area, he likes it, he thinks it's great. But that idea that people would actually sort of say that to you, like, why would you come? And I think, on the other hand, there's a lot of good things here. And once you get here, I think the thing we all realize is that one of the best assets we have here is we have people that really care here. That's why we have a Love Modesto, and why we have all this nonprofit giving. We're one of the highest levels of California of giving with a low-income area.
Speaking of giving, and this is getting a little off track here, but I kind of wanted to touch base on it, kind of a follow-up from what we did a few months ago with the Kettle Kickoff, the Salvation Army. You were there, and they didn't raise quite as much as they did the year before, but it was really close. And I think when they finally got all the private donations after the Kettle Kickoff, it was over the previous year's donations. And as you were saying, considering the unemployment and low income of a lot of people here, we really are a very giving community.
You see it everywhere. It's in the DNA. It's in the DNA of our community. People here want to make a difference. And it's why you can have a Betty Bell Day of Service. It's why you can have a Love Modesto. It's why that kettle kickoff you're mentioning outdid San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you think about all the money in San Francisco and you just, really? Modesto outdid? Yes, we did.
We
had-
kicked their kettle.
We had, yeah, we had 1,100 people out there that all were rallying to make a lot, to really, you know, raise a lot of money for an organization that does a tremendous amount of good in our community. And you see it all the time. You just see that over and over and over. The community groups that have formed, Mike Meridian's formed Neighborhood Association over there in Loma. Now College Neighborhood has one. There's other ones forming. It's people willing to do something to help themselves instead of sit there and say, oh, there's nothing we can do. Neighborhood Watch, we're one of the top ones in the country as far as the neighborhoods participating. Why? Well, because we are that kind of community. People here care. And at the end of the day, that's more important sometimes than just living somewhere where everybody drives somewhere else and, you know, commutes somewhere else and works all day and doesn't really care. Here, people care. And all we hope to do is to add to that. And of course, you know, the hope is you can shine a light on something people don't know. If you didn't know about acupuncture, we had a great article about it.
You sure
did. Understand sort of how acupuncture works.
And it works.
It does.
Yes.
It does.
I'm a patient of acupuncture.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. From Dr. Calvin Lee. Yeah.
Well, Calvin Lee is really good at
Yeah.
it. I'm not saying that just because he's in our magazine. He's a gentleman.
He's terrific.
He's
And
a
his
gentleman
wife,
and a
Dr. Wu.
scholar. But they do really good work. And that's the other thing too, is there's a lot of interesting things out there that, you know, might not be easily obtainable for people to find out. But things like acupuncture, we know it's good. I know a lot of people that have really been served well by it now, including you. And so those are the kinds of things we hope. Because at the end of the day, if you're helping people, that's great. You know, we did one on the old poetry event that was at the State Theater. That's another one. You know, if you don't know what kind of great talent we have around here and people that are doing this kind of poetry, you go to an event like that and you feel a little better about where you live, because there are people that actually are doing interesting and cool things.
Well, to wrap this up, I just want to thank you for coming on and mention again that you also do the Progress magazine for the Chamber of Commerce. Where can we pick those up as well?
Progress is probably easiest to pick up at the Chamber because it's distributed entirely by mail. We send that out to 5,000 businesses. Chamber's really motivated, and there's a lot of really good things that are going on there. And so, yeah, we encourage people to pick that up and see how they can get involved. If you're a business and you're not in the Chamber, it's a good time to get involved in it. They're really trying to move mountains right now, and I think they've got a lot of good initiatives.
I have a question about the Chamber. Even though you're not their representative, I just have a kind of a sidebar question, and that is, can private citizens join a social chapter of the Chamber of Commerce?
Well, there's a lot of private citizens that actually are our Chamber members. I'm an ex officio member on their board, so if anybody looked it up and thought, oh, he's not involved, I actually am. Let's make sure those strings are very open. But they will accept anybody as a member. And they do have mixers. You know, they're now called business after hours and business before afters. A lot of the public here know them as mixers. But it's a
They're
good
great,
chance.
too.
Yeah, it's a good chance to get out there and meet other business
I
people.
think that's where I
and just
met
meet
you.
other people. Probably.
Yeah, many
Probably.
years ago.
That is how you met me.
Yeah.
I know.
It was serendipitous.
We're all we both remember the exact. Yeah, no exact. But they're good events. So yeah, we publish our magazine, but you can pick it up at the Chamber. And yeah, we do a lot of other things. We have a sign shop and a few other things that you've mentioned, and film department, web department, and
And I look forward to hearing some of that music someday that you're composing. So we'll have him back
Sure.
soon as a musician. But for tonight, we have contentmenthealth.com. Thank you very much for joining me. And give us your website where we can check you out, or a physical address we can stop by.
contentmenthealth.com. Our physical address for the magazine would be easiest at 1016 14th Street. And that's right downtown Modesto, next to Warden's Office Supply.
Thank you very much.